How to get your first gigs. So far, this entire course has been focused on mostly the technical aspects of DJing. But once you know how to DJ, how do you start working as a DJ? Let's start by looking at the usual path of a DJ. First and foremost, a great DJ is a great entertainer and host. How do you become a great entertainer and host? That depends on what type of event you're doing. If you are a wedding or function DJ, then being a great entertainer and host includes talking to the event organizer before and after the event, making sure that they are comfortable, making sure you play the music they want to hear, making sure you're comfortable talking to the audience and receiving song requests from them, and being able to provide a high level of customer service to everyone involved. For weddings especially, this would include the bride and groom, their respective families, and the wedding planner or organizer. For a birthday party or function, it would include the organizer of the event, the person who is paying for the event, and any other important stakeholders helping to make the event a success. When I performed at birthdays, functions, and private events, I would do the following. Before the event, I'd be in contact with the main event organizer. I'd make sure that they feel that I've got this, that they don't need to worry about the DJ, the music, the sound system, or anything like that. I would ask what their favorite songs were and make sure that I played them during the night. During the event, I'd be continually reading the crowd. At the start of the event, I'd judge to see whether people wanted to party immediately, talk and converse first, or something else. I'll do this by observing them and talking to them directly by introducing myself. A great way to talk to a group of people is to say something like, "Hi, I'm the DJ for tonight. What's your favourite song at the moment that you'd love to hear tonight?" When I performed in bars and clubs, I would do the following. Before the night, I'd check the music charts on iTunes, Billboard, ARIA, and a host of others. I'd make sure I have the #1 song for all the charts. I'd engage and converse with regular patrons of the places I was working at and ask them what their plans were for the weekend. Sometimes I'd also ask what songs do they currently love. During the night, I'd plan what I'm going to play in 5 songs' time and update the list as the night goes on. This allowed me to not stress about which songs are coming up next, but it also allowed me to quickly prepare the next song, then get talking to patrons at the venues. My main aim with the conversations was to make sure they were going to enjoy their night. Sometimes this would involve promising to play their favourite song throughout the night. Other times, I'd say hello to the bar staff and management and make sure I knew what their favourite songs were. The second part of a great DJ is knowing how to be a great networker. When you're first starting out, you most likely won't have a name for yourself and people may not trust you as a professional DJ. To build your network, talk to other DJs and try to help them in some way. Maybe you can go to one of their events they're DJing at and watch them and learn. Maybe you could help them set up or carry the equipment for the event. This can be hugely valuable for the DJ you're volunteering for and can also be a great experience builder for you. Also, if the DJ likes you and you become friends, then the next time the DJ has a gig they can't do, then they'll probably pass it on to you. I've seen a lot of DJs in training over the years, and the worst way to networking would be by going to an event or gig to train, but end up flirting with patrons and getting intoxicated. Once that has happened, I'll never refer that person or want them to join me ever again. So remember, if you've come to train and learn, then make sure you actually train and learn. If you want to party, then it's best to do it on a separate night or at a different event. Another aspect of networking is to network with the people who organize or run the events you want to DJ at. For example, if you want to DJ at a particular club, then get to know the managers and the people who run the club. If you want to DJ at a particular event, then get to know those people who are organizing the event. Where to look? So where should you look for gigs? My belief is that the first 5 to 10 gigs that you'll ever do should be for free, or at least at a heavily discounted rate. So think about who you would like to DJ for and whether they would want to save money by having you. Depending on your current networks and age, think about all the different social circles you're part of. This could be groups in schools, your friends, the sporting team you play for, and the people at your day job. Maybe there's a local community or internet radio station around the corner. Let them know that you know how to DJ and would love to play for them next time. Make sure they remember it and volunteer your services whenever an opportunity comes up. This is how you build up a network of people who know who you are and have heard you DJ. If you do a great job at DJing in your first few gigs, some people from the audience may have an upcoming event, so make sure you let the people at your first few gigs know that you're available for other gigs. You may be able to do this by announcing it at the end of the night over the microphone, or by handing out pamphlets and cards, or even emailing or contacting people that were in the audience. Also, asking other DJs and letting them know that you're available willing, and trustworthy may help you in finding more gigs. How to charge. When you're first starting out, you most likely won't be able to charge much. So do the first 5 or so gigs for free and think of it as a way to market yourself to new clients. When you feel comfortable charging, try to simplify the cost by charging per gig instead of per hour. For example, the equipment hire may cost $100, so you need to charge at least $101. Depending on how much you want to perform the gig, you could charge anywhere between $100 to $400. Once you're a bit more established, have experiences DJing to audiences at least 20 to 30 times, then you can start charging per hour. This price changes per city and event, but I would say a good place to start would be about $35 per hour. Eventually, you'd want to get to about $50 per hour once you're reasonably experienced. From there, it all depends on what your ambitions are. It's very possible for you to earn $100 to $200 an hour doing a wedding or club gig. Just remember though, that you need to have the necessary skills, including the technical, entertaining, and hosting skills, to command these sort of pays. Next steps. Now that you've finished this course, keep practicing the things you learnt. Remember, the most important part of being a DJ is playing the right songs at the right time to the right audience. The best way to learn how to do this, also called playlisting, is by learning from other experienced DJs. Contact and ask other DJs if it's okay for you to go to the next gig and just watch them. See if you can ask them questions throughout the event to understand why they played a certain song at a certain time. Bring a notepad to take notes if you're super ambitious. Another good step is to purchase good quality headphones and a headphone splitter. This is a headphone splitter. Make sure the headphone splitter is the right size to fit in the mixer and the right size for your headphones to plug in. When you go out to gigs with other DJs to learn from them, if you're nice about it, they may let you plug the headphone splitter into the mixer. What this allows is for you to hear what they're hearing in their headphones as they mix. I remember that I did this for about 3 months before DJing at my first official gig. This is one of the best ways to learn from experienced DJs and to see how they perform. You'll also get the added benefit of being right there in case they need anything. One of the most exciting and scariest moments in my DJ training was being asked to mix in the next song as the DJ needed to run to the bathroom. Thankfully, the song was already cued, leveled, and beat matched, so I just needed to drop the song on the right beat. Eventually, as I proved myself more and more, the DJs I trained with allowed me to try to cue, level, and beat match the songs on my own until eventually I could do the entire gig myself. Congratulations on completing this entire course. You made a commitment and now you've gone through all the content, so well done. If at any time you've forgotten something or need to revise the content, just log back into the site and view the content. Remember that your DJ career will depend on you and how much effort you put into it. I know some people who have learnt how to DJ, then within 2 months they were already DJing at the top clubs. I also know some other people who took it a bit more slowly and eventually started getting gigs after about 9 months of practice. Go as fast or as slow as you want. Just remember, play the right songs at the right time to the right audience.